There are 8 pine rivers in Michigan. Ours is the Pine River of agricultural mid-Michigan. It begins in Remus, then meanders 100 miles to Midland, where it joins the Chippewa and Tittabawassee as part of the Saginaw Bay watershed. In this patch of wetland in Remus, the pine begins. This brief downriver tour ends at the Alma impoundment. The South Branch Pine River begins a few miles southeast in Blanchard. The Chippewa Watershed Conservancy, based in Mount Pleasant, acquired a 3-acre preserve here on the South Branch because of the wildlife habitat and water filtration value of the wetlands that remain. After a sharp turn south, the pine passes Lumberjack Park, a good boat launch site for a well-maintained stretch of river to Riverdale.
They're hard to leave.
South of Riverdale and Elm Hall, the pine enters a section of the Vestaburg State Game Area, a quiet and scenic natural part of the river. Just after Sumner, the pine flows northeast towards Alma, over flatter terrain, allowing it to meander more and form a wider floodplain. An archaeological study site was located here about 50 years ago. Researchers from Alma College discovered evidence of a late woodland period village that was dated to about 1000 AD. The Newark and Arcata Drain empties its algae-green, nutrient-rich water into the Pine here. Continuing north under Harrison Road, the Pine begins an impoundment backup, forming wetlands. Looking back to the southwest from above, the Pine River forested floodplain is strikingly visible. Floodplain corridors like this are often the best of what remains of accessible nature and agricultural landscapes. They are refuges for wildlife populations, some in steep decline, and for stressed out human populations with small boats to get there. Of the 90 species of fish in the Pine River watershed, bowfins are uniquely suited to survive in the often oxygen-depleted water there. They retain an ancient evolutionary ability to supplement what oxygen their gills can extract from the water by rising to the surface and filling membrane sacs with air. This is our river. It's a shared resource, a commons, that has lost much of its value in enhancing the quality of life in this community. We are not alone in this. Most other rivers in the Saginaw Bay watershed are seriously impaired by land use practices that fail to restrict excessive runoff pollution into waterways. Almost half the rivers in America have been degraded in the same way. The results of decades of federal, state, and local efforts, costly ones, have not done enough to address this resource loss. It seems to be a type of difficult environmental problem, sometimes called the tragedy of the commons. It doesn't have to be this way. Healthy Pine River is working to generate more community cooperation to support efforts to restore the biological and economic health of our Upper Pine River. There are practical and reasonable steps to begin the Pine River recovery. This river is yours to use and enjoy, but future generations depend on us to care for it as well.